Yes, people, welcome back. We are back for a special episode called Ref Values. Got two special guests, but first, let's roll the intro on. For the majority of the season.
Hold on.
We have got no. Hold on.
Are you
We got
talking
Yes, people, we are back. Now, I've got two very, very special guests with me tonight. Actual qualified referees, got certificates and everything qualified. Firstly, he is qualified with a level 6 refereeing qualification. A level 6. Very qualified. He's a bullet. You never know what you're going to get with him. So, let's bring him in. It's Dom. Welcome.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. It's different being on a different channel. Feels strange.
We will, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure you'll get back to your witty ways in about 2 seconds. And our second guest is he's FA qualified level 5 referee. He's a bit of a legend. He hosts Let's Talk Premier League. If you've not subscribed already, subscribe to it. It's Niall.
What's up, people?
How are you
It's
doing?
It's actually quite nice not to host for once. It's relaxing. I need to do this more often.
What you mean you don't host anyway?
Shut it, you.
So, Prime says, can Niall referee the Champions League final?
Funny enough, I am available.
Yeah, he is available. Lambs says, yes, can't wait for this. Big up to Lambs. Verbal Schwan says, yay! That's what I expect him to say. Yeah, guys, please smash a like and subscribe to this channel. Ravi says, refs have been awful this season for a long time and inconsistent. Oh my God, that's Dom from Let's Talk EPL. Oh gosh. But yeah, guys, we have some questions from me, some questions that I've been asking Twitter, and they've given us some good questions. But I first want to know, my first question, let's start from the very beginning. How did you get into wanting to become a referee? Like, was it something you'd always wanted to do, or did you just get into it?
No, you want to go first?
See, mine's an interesting one, actually. So it was when I was at school. So like we did like BTEC, like you had 2 different GCSEs, like you had BTEC and you had GCSE. And I found the BTEC PE much more engaging, much more like entertaining. And on that one, you sort of could like pick your own sport. So I actually genuinely picked refereeing. So the way I did it is I sort of practiced in school, did like all the stuff in school, would referee like the school teams, really enjoyed myself, really enjoyed it. And then I signed up for a course when I went into care, because they were like, anything you want to do with your spare time? And I was like, I quite like reffing. And then they were like, oh yeah, well, we can enroll you onto a referee's course. That was at the age, so I started refereeing when I was 14 for the school. And then started proper refereeing at the age of 16 when I went into like the whole care system and started doing the refereeing there, and quite enjoyed it. Then just worked my way up. I think I started as is it level 9, level 8 or 9, one or two. Basically a beginner. You start as a beginner. So when you're doing your training, and for your 6 matches, you have your mentor. I think it's level 9 at that point. Then you move straight to level 8, and you just work your way up, and you work your way down. So instead of going up, you go down. So you go from level 9 down to like level 1, and then God knows where from there. And then yeah, sort of just got into it that way. Although I'm still adamant on for the Premier League, you get on the back of Frosty's box, but that's just my opinion.
What about you, Dom?
So I got into refereeing about age 14. nearly 15, and it was all because just football. I played football for many years, and it just didn't interest me as much. But I didn't want to leave football and not stay away from the sport. I want to stay somewhere in it. So I thought, what's the best next option? Coaching, yeah, but not really my sort of thing to do at that time. So refereeing was a choice. So my way was a bit different with my county when I got enrolled. We started, when you go to get enrolled, you're a level 8, which is called a trainee referee. So after you've done, I think it's like 36 hours of learning time I had to do through just for the course, just to get the level 7 or level 8. Level 8, 7, sort of how they cost it.
One of them.
So then finished that, went into the first few stuff, like first season and just refereed my way from there, promoted to level 6, and then coronavirus hit. That buggered everything, and then back into it now and enjoying it again, enjoying the football, enjoying getting shouted at by parents.
So, like, what is your goal in like referee terms?
Oh, don't know. I don't really have one, but just see how far I go at the end of the day. I just go where it takes me. Who knows? I don't know if I'll be on Premier League or not. I might get there. It's like,
you never know.
Just never know. I should take where the road goes.
Does that mean on my channel, when I do rest for you, I can absolutely slam into you for making some diabolical decisions?
I'll report it.
I'll replace you with Shal. Shal can be my co-host, and we'll just slam into all your decisions.
But
or
he
can come on himself, and I can just say I've got a Premier League referee.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, what's the like hardest part of like becoming a referee? Like, is there any hard parts, like, or is it all quite standard procedure?
Definitely parents. Definitely. The qualification bit's not too bad. Like, it's just basically learning how to do the job. Like, if you know football, you pretty know what you're doing anyway. You're just learning the rules per se. The hardest bit is when you finally get onto the pitch. Now, the players, they don't do shit because they know you can book them. They certainly found that out with me quite quickly. I took no shit. I was like, yeah, whatever, boys. Devon FA used to love me because I used to get them quite a lot of fines coming through their doors. But no, it's definitely parents. They can get hell of a gobby, hell of a quickly. And they're always right. Like, you may have the qualifications, you may have the black refs kit, and you may have your yellow and red cards and the whistles, all the qualifications, but the parents they're always right. They're always got damn right. Going to a shouting match with a fair few of them, but that was just me.
I think the hardest part through my course, it was when football rules started to change. Like, it's happened when I did it. It's when the Premier League and the FA started going, right, we'll change all these rules. And they keep changing, and I'm still going through it. I'm like, some decisions where you go, is that a handball? Where was his arms? And you start thinking, like, I should have gone back. That was a handball. But it's like I also said, the hardest part is definitely parents, because they know best. I got told in my course that parents always know best. That's what they expect anyway. Because parents do know best and do know best. But I've also seen this season that coaches starting to think they know best as well, because they've probably been seeing these managers like going up to referees and screaming and shouting at them and thinking, oh, I've got the big bollocks now, I can do it now. But they can't.
It's okay. I had that as well. It's nothing new.
I just say to coaches now, I just go, are you the referee or coach? Do you go, and the coach went, show respect then. Show respect, because you're the coach.
Do you want to know what I did? So at the start of the games, I walk up to both teams. I'm like, only the captain can talk to me. I don't like this endless chitter-chat with other players. And this manager was having a go at me, and I went, are you the captain? He went, I'm the manager. And I went, you're not allowed to talk to me. He went, what? I went, did you not hear me when I walked up to you and your players? I went, only a captain can talk to me. He went, I'm the manager. I went, I don't care. Captain can talk to me if he's got a problem. It's like, he's 16. I went, yeah, and he's making more sense than you. And then just went back off. I did once have to send off a coach. He got very lippy.
I've
me a
had
fat
sent a
cunt.
few off in my time.
He called me a fat cunt, so I booked him. And then he got even more lippy, so I sent him off.
Tell you what the worst ones are is when you got a coach and their son gets fouled. Son or daughter gets fouled and they think they know the best. They think they know the best. They're like, that's a foul. You're just like, no, it's
Actually,
not.
that's not the best one. The best one is when you book the manager's son.
Oh yeah.
That is fun. I had that. It was that was hilarious actually. So he like 2-foots him. He's lucky not to get a red. I was feeling fairly lenient, to be fair. But book him, and the manager's going, "How are you doing that?" I'm like, "Oh, whatever. You just carry on. Just book him." I booked a 13-year-old once. It was quite amusing.
I've never gone that low. I've never gone that low.
But obviously, with me, I used to referee all sorts. I would referee like the adults and all the way down to like under 12s. This 13-year-old just kept kicking players. He wouldn't even go for the ball. And I remember one time, but have you tried explaining to a 12-year-old, don't kick someone? Very bloody difficult, especially when you don't have kids. So I'm sort of getting him to come over. I'm like, stop kicking players. He just kept doing it. So I'm like, I'm going to have to book him. So I asked him for his name and gave the 13-year-old a yellow card. Oh, it was awkward going up to managers after that for my money.
Yeah. I mean, you must have some like good stories to tell. So I want to know your worst story first, like the worst ever story that you've been in, like the worst situation, the best story, the worst story you've got for me. I would like to know.
Oh, see, I've got so many.
I mean, you can tell like 3. I'm quite happy for that.
You go for your one then.
I've got one. It was when I got a mentor a few weeks back just to see the progress, and it was a very rough game. From where I'm from, it's very rough, like a rough area. It was playing against another rough area, and so it was near the corner flag, and they're holding it there. Don't know why. There's like 7 minutes left. This kid just comes flying through the back of him. Next thing you know, I turn around. The whole team that way is just running at me. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like trying to hold him back. This kid and another kid just brawling out. I was like, oh shit. My mentor has to get involved. You have to break 2 kids up. It was like one of the worst things I've ever had experienced in my life. I just froze. Like, shit. I was like, all these players started running up. I was like, oh shit. Then the manager at the end of the game was going off at the other manager saying, your player's doing this, your player can't be doing that. I've never been in such a stalemate situation where I just stood there. I was like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. No, it was just a horrible situation to be in.
See, mine was fairly similar, but mine was in the cup final. So this was, mind you, my first ever cup final. It was at Devon FA headquarters, County Cup as always, and it was 60th minute, sort of second half, and this player does a tackle, and I blow the whistle, I give the free kick. The next minute I see both teams are going for each other. By the time I've even tried getting in the middle, they're just already balling. They're already balling. You've got people on the sidelines balling. So you got one lino trying to stop them lot. You got me I'm just there blowing my whistle in people's ears to get them to stop. As if I don't know if you've ever stood next to a referee blowing a whistle. Oh my God, that's painful. So I'm there walking around to everyone, blowing the whistle in their ears, separating them. The linesman comes over and they're like, "What are you going to do?" And I'm like, "Well, I can't send everyone off, can I?" So I randomly picked out 3 players from each team. If you send off too many, you have to stop the game. Wasn't stopping a cup final. Jesus Christ. Do you want to know what sort of stories that would be? So I just randomly picked up 3 players off each team, sent them off, and sent both managers off. And yeah, we managed to get through the end. My mentor sat in the stand. Best bit is, do you want to know what he said at the end of the game? He went, "I've never seen something so funny in my fucking life." And I'm like, helpful. He was like, "How did you decide who was coming off?" And I was like, it was really a random sort of spot check. Really, it was very random.
Imagine if one of
Everyone-
the players didn't do anything, just stood there and got sent
Oh,
off.
you could see them all. They all threw at least one punch. They could all be sent off for violent conduct. So I just picked 3.
Fair.
Yeah, I've got another great story. That was the best one. So it came to half time. We were walking through towards the change rooms. So the referees and officials was here. Got the away team right next to it. And you got the home team. You see a bottle get flung. So the away team manager came through. A bottle gets flung at him. From the other team's manager just goes bang on the back of his head. He turns around, chucks everything back, picks up a random boot from the side, and chucks at the manager. The fucking other manager, the massive cut here all across his eye. I was like, what the fuck do I do here? But no one else seen it. Like, no one, like, parents or anything outside the change room didn't see it. I just seen a fucking water bottle get launched at another manager. I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on in this game? I went, it's like another situation. I was like, I want to go home. It was only half time. It was just horrible. Situation shit.
Most of my stories are just fights. Like they're normally just like shit like that. This one, they were 2 rivals. They were from the same city, sort of like really close to each other. So it was sort of their derby. It's similar to you. We're walking into a changing room and there's just 2 of them having a scrap, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, it's half time. You've had a good game. It's been quite entertaining. Tackles have been flying as you'd expect. So you've been quite busy booking them. And then you sort of, I just split them up and I'm like, I've booked you both already. Like, I genuinely have booked you both already. So the managers are in their dressing rooms. The managers have no idea what's going on. So I send them both off, produce the red card, obviously. Half time finishes, they come back onto the pitch. I'm looking at them, I'm like, and what the fuck are you 2 doing here? I definitely sent you boys off at half time. Manager's like, I didn't see that. I was like, yeah, that's because these 2 were having a scrap in the sort of the dugout, sort of towards the entrance to the changing rooms. Whilst you're lot in the changing rooms, I sent them off. Look at my book. And I showed him my book and they were like, oh, yeah, boys, off you come. I'm like, did you not bother telling your manager that I'd sort of produced a red card and sort of sent you ass off? I guess not. That was quite funny.
Oh my gosh, that's some people.
Have you ever done the bit where you've booked the wrong guy?
No, not yet.
No, I haven't either.
I have side for the wrong person. He was coming off, so he was walking around the goal, and I noticed him last minute. I thought he's on the pitch still. I thought it was playing. I gave the offside, and the manager weren't the happiest, but my mistake.
See,
I apologised at the end of the game that it was my.
I've had one where he's tackled, and it's like it's 50-50. It's like, has he got the ball? Has he not? Definitely got the ball, but I definitely gave a penalty. And obviously refereeing it, so you've got to stick by your decision. You got to be like, nah, we've got to do this, got to go further. So I've legit given a penalty for a guy who's got the ball. But I didn't have VAR to help me out with that.
That's my excuse now. You know, we're an offside. They go, that's not offside, that's not offside. I went, that VAR can't help you with that one.
Yeah, mate, I was using that excuse even before VAR got into the Premier League. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have VAR, like, or whatever it would be. I was like, sorry, I don't have a second look with a camera. Who knew VAR would be so good?
If it gave like a penalty decision where you give one for the one team and it happens again in the other box, you're like, nah, that's not a penalty, that.
No, I've done that for a free kick though.
No, I've done that for a penalty multiple times.
Nah,
maybe because the players swats to me.
When it normally comes with penalties, I'm normally pretty consistent. It's only if the game's really quick paced, then you'll see me not fluster, but you'll definitely see me going, well, shit, have I been consistent all game? Normally 9 out of 10 times I have been, because they mark you, they grade you. I actually used to get good marks actually. I think there was one time I got below 70. The rest of them I was 70 or above, which 70 out of 100, which isn't too bad. That's most of it. I think most of the time it was 80, but there was some 70s which I wasn't too bothered about.
Yeah. I've got some questions from people. We've got questions from Prime. I'm sure you all know Prime.
Big up,
He
Prime.
has asked, does it annoy you when football fans don't understand the rules of the game?
Yes.
100%. 100%. It's the worst thing as well. It's like the parent situation again.
Yeah.
When they don't understand the rules and they think they do, you just feel like turning around to someone and saying, "Shut the fuck up for once in your
I
life."
do.
I remember a game. I really shouldn't be saying this story, but this happened a season and a bit back before the whole coronavirus happened, and I was hungover, and I just went up to a parent. I just went, "Shh, please be quiet. You're doing my head in." And he kept going all the way through the game, so I just turned around, and just fucking gave him the fucking lip. I was like, "Please shut up." Fucking refereeing an under 13s game, screaming children.
I've refereed hungover. It was under 15s this time, but I just it was quite funny. So I walked to the bushes, vomited quickly, ran back onto the pitch. I was a fucking mess. I was luckily, so I did my warm up, and I was fuck me, I feel like shit. So when puked up, I went, I feel a bit better now. Ran back onto the pitch, all good, all good. Sorted. Probably couldn't do
I've
that
never
in the
been
Premier
that
League.
rough.
In my defense, I did drink an entire bottle of Sambuca before refereeing, so it was a bit, yeah. It was a bit of a mad one. Don't know if I'd do that in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I might just vomit on Pep. Just vomit on him in his nice clothes. Go make him put a suit on.
Niall's quote of the day: "I just vomit on Pep."
Why not? He's the manager that I don't like.
Okay,
he would definitely be getting booked by me multiple times.
great. That's perfect. That sounds perfect to me. Hashtag says, "Do you think referees are scared of refereeing a game?"
Yes, I reckon when fans are back, there's probably 2 stadiums as referee you're bricking yourself walking to. One is Old Trafford, because when that Stretford end is going, I don't imagine it's a nice atmosphere for a referee. The other one is Anfield. I reckon if you fuck up in either of them two, I reckon that is a cauldron of absolute noise. That is.
Well, Clattenburg said it, didn't he? He did an interview.
Yeah, he said
months ago. And he said,
didn't he?
if there's a foul in the box and it's like bloody, I can't remember the example. I think it was like Spurs, when it was White Hart Lane, the first one.
No. He said it about United. He said if there was
gave an example where it's like, I wouldn't give a penalty if it was White Hart Lane and he goes down because the fans won't be that loud. But if it's down the Stretford end, I am giving that penalty because I'll be shitting myself.
Yeah. I can see it. That's why I've said that. You know, Old Trafford and Anfield are probably the 2 places for a referee you just don't want to be.
Especially the state of referees at this moment of time as well.
Do you imagine
when fans are back, it's going to be horrendous.
I would relish refereeing a Manchester derby or a Northwest derby. I'd absolutely love myself, mainly because I love being the villain. So I love being an asshole. Like if you saw me on Indiana's channel.
Niall being an asshole. Are we talking about the same person that we know?
Or even on my channel, like if someone comes for me, I defend myself to the hill and back.
No shit there.
I would literally be doing. I'd do the same at Anfield or Old Trafford.
Yeah. No.
Anti-villain, isn't it?
Prime also asks, what's your thoughts on the standard of refs and what would you do to improve it?
There is no standard of referee. I mean, I answered that by saying that the referees get this job on the back of a Frosties box. It's horrific. It was someone said it. It might have been you, Dom, about a centre of excellence for referees, like genuinely put them through school. I would actually quite like that idea. Just make them full time.
Was that literally?
No, I don't think it was.
Or was that Wigglypuff on last week's review?
I might have been actually. Someone mentioned it, and I was very, very keen on that idea. I do like the idea of just putting them in school. a school of referees. I'm very keen on that idea. But I also think you need to make them professional earlier. So in the Football League, I mean, Championship, they're professional. But when you're in Leagues 1 and 2, they're not professional. So you have another job as well. I would make them professional from the minute they enter the Football League, because then at least you're getting quality referees all the way down the league, which should, in essence, improve the refereeing in the Premier League. Just needs a lot more training.
I don't think there's. I think it's a bit harsh to say there's not a standard of refereeing in this country. I just think it's lack of being consistent.
Try telling me there's a level of refereeing in this country.
No. Like some games, some referees go unnoticed in some games where they've actually performed relatively well, but it's just not being consistent, which is their biggest problem.
So that's a bad standard.
No, that's like a standard of refereeing.
Yeah, but no, because that if one game I'm good and the next minute I'm trash, that's inconsistent. You don't know.
Tell you what also brings it into that answer though. It's like with VAR, a referee and fans go, "Oh, it's a brilliant decision." VAR goes back and looks at it in slow motion, and all the fans are like, "Oh yeah, the referee's done shit there."
If everyone knows my thoughts on slow motion, it should only ever be shown in real time. It's the same. Like, was it Barbuena? Who got sent off for nearly killing Ben Chilwell. I hope Ben Chilwell is okay after that horrific tackle where the guy kicks a fucking ball. But for me, it's it should always be shown in real time. Like if you showed that replay in real time, that's not a red card. It was never a red card anyway. But you never show that. You'd never. That would never be a red. The standard went down when Mark Hattenberg and Howard Webb hung up their boots. That's when the standard of the refereeing went absolutely shocking.
Yeah,
the standards of refereeing as well went down.
It went bad when Graham Poll decided. It went bad when Graham Poll decided to book the same pair 3 times.
It got bad when Peter Walton got onto BT Sport.
Yeah.
See, I know how to judge Peter Walton by now. So if he says yellow card, it's a red card. If he says it's a red card, the referee's going to behead the guy on the pitch. The referee always does one step more than what Peter Walton suggests.
Yeah.
Always.
So we've got a question from Stats Checker. He says, why don't we have foreign referees in the UK games?
We do. We've got an Australian in the Football League, but
no, I'm not saying it's foreign though.
Is Australia in the UK?
No, I think he means like a German referee, but that Felix Bryce is not going anywhere near this league.
Well, no, but this Australian guy is technically foreign to the English league. Very
Is that the one that did the video on BT Sport with
yeah.
No,
it's the guy who's mic'd up for his last game in Australia.
BT
yeah. He was really bloody good. He's actually, believe it or not, he's been VAR for some referee for some games in the Prem. So we might see him take the whistle in the Prem game. I'm really excited about that because he's really bloody good. I don't know if you've seen the clip.
I've heard rumors he's good. Like I've heard people talk about him.
If you haven't seen this video, go check it out. It'll probably be on YouTube.
Just type in Australia League referee mic'd up BT
Yeah,
Sport.
it's such an amazing thing when you're seeing it. Because it's really good. The level of communication that he's giving the players is really good. There's also another one. I was searching it, just checking if any other channels had something called RefTV. And I just stumbled across this guy. It's for a charity like match, Blackburn, I think. And he has a GoPro on him, and you can watch like most of like the clips. I think it's like a 20-30 minute clip. And you get to hear the level of communication he has with the players, and you sort of watching that, you appreciate actually how difficult it is to be able to see everything going on.
You did it as well.
So speaking of that, while you're on that subject, Hashtag asks, should refs be mic'd up in games, especially like big games?
Should be mic'd up regardless.
Mm-hmm. So you think all refs should be mic'd up every game?
What have they got to hide? What on earth are they talking about that needs hiding? You can even delay it by 30 seconds so you can bleep out all the stuff you don't really want being heard on the thing. I'm just intrigued to know what these referees are talking about because I'm convinced that fucking Mike Dean is talking about a fucking lasagna when he's talking about a penalty. I'm convinced of it.
I want to hear what VAR and the referees talk about because
Yeah, you want to see how they're discussing it and how they're
I'm not bothered
processing
about the
the
other
situation.
officials altogether. I'm more bothered about what VAR and the referees speak about because I'm not
Yeah.
fussed about what the linesman and fucking Mike Dean speak about, like Sean Massey and fucking Mike Oliver.
Yeah.
I
So
wanna
you
know
think
what-
just the referee and
definitely,
VAR
you
should be
definitely
mic'd?
don't want Sean Massey being mic'd up because she'll prove how inadequate these referees really are. Because she's
Literally.
really bloody good. She's
I don't
really.
know what's that big referee called, the one who can't keep up with play. John Moss. I don't want to fucking
John
hear
Moss,
him on
that's-
VAR going, that might be a handball. It could be a handball, but it's probably not a handball.
But
so
I'm
we're
a
gonna
bit
give handball.
hungry, so I'll take a lasagna.
Lanzi says, "Do you think we need to have ref interviews explaining decisions about explaining decisions like if a VAR decision goes wrong? Do you think at the end of the match they should be questioned on it, or do you think if refs were mic'd, if like the main ref, like the only ref on the pitch, and then obviously the VAR were mic'd,
Yeah.
do you think?"
Well, that's the thing. If you mic them up, you don't need an interview.
Exactly, but do you think at the minute, seeing as we don't have that, maybe
I think for the
refs?
last few games of the seasons, there should be an interview for those certain decisions that referees are given in that match, so they can actually explain themselves and why they gave that decision. Because that Chelsea one, Chelsea United, with the Hudson-Odoi Greenwood problem that we see, with Luke Shaw coming out into the media after the game saying the referee said we didn't want to give a penalty because we didn't know what the media was going to say. The FA was going to charge Luke Shaw a 3-game ban. Oh, it got withdrawn because the referee definitely said it. So surely we need to understand why these referees are not giving certain decisions, or they are giving certain decisions, like the Balbuena one. What else? The Soucek one against Fulham, which was absolutely horrendous. Why that was given.
Vestergaard,
the Bednarek one against United for the penalty, which weren't a red card, but. And even Mike Dean went over to the monitor and he actually had a bit of sense in that game and he went, I don't even know why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, Lanzi says still want an answer on the Balbuena red card for clearing a ball.
Mate, I've been trying to rack my head on how it's even been given. I have no idea.
I think we all want answers on that.
It's how it got given as a red card. Went to VAR. Went to VAR before giving the red card. Gave a red card, and 3 days later, someone else looked at it and went, "Yeah, that's not a red card." It took 3 days to figure out it weren't a red card. That's just slow and unreliable refereeing in this country.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, with VAR, the handball rule for me is absolutely blows my mind. As referees, what would you say would be the best way to kind of? Because for me, I think they should do like an animation that shows where handball is, which actually top of the arm shouldn't be handball for me. Sorry, I don't. Your shoulder, like.
I think it's where if you've got a short arm sleeve, it's up to that point, and then below that is the handball. But there's been fucking decisions where it's hit someone's armpit and they've given a handball for it. Clearly, if a football's going to land here, so it's going to clearly hit here. You can't not remove that part of your fucking arm.
See, for me, I want it to go back to how it used to be. There was nothing wrong with the handball rule, right?
Yeah.
Very, very little wrong with it. Ball to hand. Hand to ball.
Literally. I can't not complain about
it was so simple, right? It was so simple. Like Hudson-Odoi, that would have been given as handball because the ball went to the hand, right? The hand went to the ball. Not the ball went to the hand. Very simple. Everyone knew what it was about. If your hand went towards the ball, penalty, handball. If the ball went and hit your hand,
Sissoko and Salah one though in the Champions League final, 2 years was it or something like that?
Yeah.
Where Sissoko has his arm out like that. He don't direct his hand towards the ball.
Yeah.
The ball just hits him because he's pointing. And if UEFA came out and said after that game it shouldn't have been given as a penalty.
Yeah, I've always said that. It should be ball to hand. Go back to the old way. There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Velvishwan says, do goalkeepers get away with ref decisions like Pickford to VVD?
No, it was just a howler. That was
No.
that is the perfect example of the referee not understanding what is going on. So there was, because it was offside, Michael Oliver got confused. He's like, oh, well, it's been given as offside, so that foul didn't happen, so I can't give a red card. When, well, yes, you can, because that's serious foul play, regardless of what goes on. That was because the rules got changed early in the season. Right, start of the season, new rules came out. The referees have got confused like hell with that decision, and they've just made a howler. He's just fucked up. It's as simple as that. There's no other way of just saying he's just fucked up.
I think keepers are a bit protected a bit too much in the league as well. Like, they come out for a cross and they don't win it, but they go to ground and suddenly it's a free kick. And you're like, but no one fouled him.
Oh, that Sheffield United one, right, where De Gea gets rugby tackled. That's not a free kick.
Martial.
But Maguire jumps up for the ball. Ramsdale runs into him. Free kick.
Yeah.
Right. That just showed the level of inconsistencies in one game, let alone in the season.
Once again, 3 days later, the FA came out and said the Harry Maguire and Martial incident should have counted. The Sheffield United goal shouldn't have counted.
Yeah. And then if that happens and United don't lose that game, they may go on to not have that little blip. And to be fair, if you win all your games now, you'd only be 4 points behind City, not 7. So there's plenty of
possibilities,
things where this genuinely could have cost titles. And I think that's something Ollie's. Look, I mean, you shouldn't be relying on VAR to save you against Sheffield United anyway, but the fact that then decisions have happened, and the fact that the referees have got it wrong, essentially, that could have cost United the title, which I'm sure, looking back, Ollie's going to be even more fuming than he already is. He's already starting to get a bit lippy, isn't he?
What would you say? What would you do, like, as referees? What would you do to solve VAR or the problems within? Because I know there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of A, communication, B, understanding the rules, and especially when you see them drawing the lines and you're like, hun, that's not a straight line. Like, I've questioned their straight lines because I know what a straight line is. I may be from Essex and I may not be able to do maths and geography, but I know what a straight line is. And I'm just wondering, like, well, what would you do differently with that? Big up to Ryan.
Train the referees better. Look, VAR is perfect. I'm an advocate for VAR. We've been screaming for it for years, right? I mean, you look at, we were screaming for goal line technology. No issues with that. It's a beat to the bloody watch. You can't fuck up goal line technology unless you don't turn it on. Maybe having a slight dig at someone there. The referees just need to be trained better. The issue is, we're asking these referees that we've already got problems with to then redo their mistakes, and we're expecting them to get it right the second time round, but they're not. So I don't know what they've done wrong. Like, I just didn't put Howard Webb Clattenburg in there. Sorted. Jobs are good. Put me in there. I've already said on Rescue many times, me and Dom are willing to do it. I will most likely call Jonathan Moss a fat bastard and tell him to run a bit quicker. FYI, people in the comments, I can say that because I'm a chunky monkey too. I'll just be verbally abusive to referees in the earpiece.
I think we need to take out these minimal decisions that we're changing as well, because they're getting fucking disgraceful at this moment in time. You're calling, there's people trying to find like a hair on a kneecap to call offside, and it's fucking boring. You're watching Sky Sports there, and they're fucking drawing lines for 5 minutes. You're like, just fucking put the footy back on. Just fucking put it on. What's the point? It's doing my head in. Like, these minimal decisions just be scrapped. If it's like if it's like his fucking whole legs offside, yeah, get your lines out, start drawing them. But not for fucking armpit hair and kneecap hair and your fucking socks got a bit, your big toes gone out your boot. Fucking hell, it's just.
Oh, you got an
boring.
extra long penis.
I do want to obviously.
I'm just
bring
waiting for the first bulge to be classed as offside.
up-
I'm waiting for one rather well endowed footballer to be bending the wrong way, and his cock has genuinely got him offside. Like, I am waiting for that one. Could you just imagine, like, that manager's going to be like, "Are you taking the piss?" Like, what? I'm waiting for that decision. We've had armpits, we've had all sorts. I'm waiting for the first bulge to be classed as offside.
Obviously, there's obviously Harry the Spurs goal this weekend. There was one that was ruled offside in the first half, which I don't like Spurs, but I was questioning. For me, he wasn't touching any lines. He was well above. So how do you class that as offside? I just need to know so I can clarify it for myself, or or am I right that it's not?
You just don't. That's not offside. Like,
Okay.
It's simple as that, really.
Referees and VAR once again striking again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would do? Instead of the 2 lines, I'd go for the 1 line. Sorted. Just one line. So from the defender. So put that 1 line on the defender. If you see the attacker offside with that 1 line, give it offside. If you don't, cool.
Someone pointed out, I seen on Twitter the other day, that one of the lines is bigger than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's more thick than the other. So what they're drawing, so I can't remember, I think it might have been the attacker's line that was thicker than the defender's one. And it just, I think if you look back at many decisions, the attacker is 75, 78% or something stupid more offside because the line is much thicker. So they are counting that extra kneecap hair or the ingrown toenail and calling it offside.
But I do have to, so obviously when fans do get back into the stadium, obviously I've experienced this when going to watch a match, is that you celebrate a goal and all of a sudden it will just come up on the screen like no goal. And like, for me, I think VAR should be, we don't see what you guys see on TV. So I think that should be shown, or at least a sign come up going checking goal. Because
I disagree massively, because one of the best moments in history is Pep falling to his knees begging for mercy. That doesn't happen without VAR being goal check and Pep falling to his knees begging for Lord Jesus baby Christ to dig him out of this one, and baby Jesus Christ doesn't dig Pep out of a hole. I'm not gonna lie. No, it's part of football now. It's part of football. Deal with it. It's the way I see. I like seeing managers crying their eyes out because they just scored the winner and then they're gonna get it disallowed. Like, I love seeing Pep on his knees crying. There was nothing I loved more. Absolutely nothing I loved more. Don't take that emotion away from me. Don't take that away from me. You can't tell me you didn't like seeing Pep fall to his knees begging for mercy.
Yeah, I mean, I did, to be honest, I can't.
Exactly. It's a part of football now. We've just got to deal with it.
No, it is. Velvetron said, should the refs change the halting the offside flag until the ball hits the back of the net?
Yes
That's
and no.
all anyway.
Yes and no. If it's like, let's say, the ball's played through and you're 1-on-1 against the keeper, don't raise it yet. Wait until it does hit the back of the net. But if it's like a player who's got 3 defenders to go around, just fucking put it up.
Yeah.
Because you don't know that could cause an injury. He's going to lose the ball most likely. But we've seen decisions where they've halted the flag and a player gets fucking crunched. And he's lying there in agony and you don't know, could get stretched off, could have his ankle broken, etc. But there's the yes and no to that, because
I mean, if you know it's offside, just put your flag up. If you as an assistant are 100% confident that's offside, just put it up. Like, if you're not sure, keep the flag down.
From some
If
of
you
the
want
assistant decisions I've seen on the weekend, now, fucking hell.
Yeah, but it's okay because we'll just get Sean Massey to ref to line every single. And fuck it, we'll just get her doing the whole line, mate. We'll just get her doing it all.
Get her on both sides.
Yeah, just she just needs to run the one line, doesn't she? Keep it easy.
Yeah,
Don't want her doing diagonals, do we? It's just the whole line. Right, and fuck it, give her the
Sean Massey to put it across pitch.
Yeah. Fuck it, give her the whistle as well. She can referee from there as well. Sorted.
Velvishman says, yeah, because the incident with Cody and Patricio, Salah was offside running. Cody clashed with Patricio's head and Patricio was concussed and it came from the lineman not pulling flag up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is right. Like, I think certain situations you just put the flag up, and there are certain situations where you kind of just let it happen and then be like, yeah, no, sorry, it's not. Here you go. But yeah, I think it's a complicated one. What do you think the worst refereeing rule is?
Handball.
Yeah, the handball one. Because he change it every week and it's fucking hard to keep up.
It's like a merry-go-round.
Yeah.
But can you blame the referees for making mistakes? Because this handball rule is so... Like, on the handball rule, not anything else, but on the handball rule, I can see refs making mistakes because it has been changed so many times and there's not like... It confuses fans. If it's confusing fans, God knows what it's done to referees.
It's why I don't go for a referee after a handball mistake, because I know the rule's been changed multiple times, so it's not the referee's fault.
It's like the Greenwood one against Villa, though. Fucking some referees give it as a penalty, some don't. And
what, should Greenwood have had a penalty?
No, it's the Villa one. We know Greenwood jumped and it hit his hand because his hand was like.
If they give a Greenwood against penalty, if they give a penalty against Greenwood, I'm marching my way up there, mate. That referee is not going to be refereeing again for the rest of the season. Man's going to have a double leg break.
Yeah, it just changes every week. So referees, it's just a bit of a hard one to see what they give. Like I've had it when I'm refereeing, and it's not the easiest one to do because you're either going, I've seen a referee give an handball for that, and then you see another one, you're like, not seen him give it for that though, but that should be a handball. And like, it's just the rule changes.
I didn't watch other referees. I just went with what I know. So if I thought that was a penalty, I gave it. If I didn't think it was a penalty, I didn't give it. As if I have to justify myself. I'm not saying, well, I saw him do it, so I did it. Whereas if I say,
I mean that. I mean like
no, I know that, but I just went with what I know.
It was like when you're talking about a penalty. Then what's the Sterling one when he got kneed in the arse?
Oh, shut up! That's not a penalty.
Oh, lad, fella, he made contact with him about 6 times.
Oh, give over! If that's a penalty, then Jesus Christ, we're about to stop tackling for good.
He needed him running 6 times.
They're running. Well, I'm sorry that Sterling has a great big ass that keeps getting in Zuma's way. Like, have you seen the size of it? It's bigger than flaming. Is it Cardi B? Has she got a big one? Or is it, no, what's her name?
Cardi B.
No, that's
Nicki Minaj.
No. That's the one, Nicki Minaj, right? It's not my fault that Sterling's got the ass of Nicki Minaj.
Who the fuck's Nicki Minaj?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now he's making me feel fucking old here.
I know who Nicki Minaj is.
I'll send you a picture later, Dom.
Cheers, mate.
What is your favourite part of being a referee? Is there a favourite part?
I like listening, and I really, really, really like this. I love these. These are brilliant. You will not see a better thing for referees ever. Love my cards. I suppose the whistle ain't too bad either. I quite like the whistle.
Don't blow it. Do not blow it.
No, I only do that when I've lost control on the stream, so I just start blowing the whistle.
I think the best bit that I get is bit of banter between players and the referee. That's probably the best part of it.
They didn't do that, man.
When you can get on with like the players, it's a good game. You can joke around with them. It's good. It's funny.
Yeah,
that's probably the best
I had a
part.
couple of them.
The money is shite. Yeah, just the money is probably the worst part.
Yeah.
Don't get paid enough.
I didn't mind having some banter with players. They didn't tend to do it often because they didn't know what mood I was in. Some days I could turn up, I'm in a great mood. Some days I could turn up, I've just had a game on the Sunday or the Saturday or whatever. I'm in a bad mood. So there were some games I had a bit of banter. One time he definitely dived and I went, fella, mate, get back up, mate. He's like, ref, he hit me. I'm like, just get back up, mate.
Oh,
So,
that was a good one. The weekend that we just
the
had.
best bit is, it was after Fergie said that Robin Van Persie could have been killed. He was like, ref, he could have killed me. And I went, yeah. Shut up, Fergie, and get back up.
The best one I use when I see a player die, I'll go, Mo Salah will be proud of you, mate. He really did. And he goes, what do you mean? I went, you dived. And he goes, no, I did. I went, Mo Salah will be really proud of you.
Belvishwan's going to kick your ass now.
Yeah, I know. Cry, son, cry.
So Lanzi says, I'm just going to let you. I'm gonna let that stay for a second.
He's done it again, really?
Carragher's team. Hold on. Oh God, Carragher's team, man.
If he's put Robbo in there, I'm gonna cry.
He's put Martinez as his goalkeeper. He's
That's
put
acceptable.
Gopal, Stones, Diaz, and Shaw.
Oh, fuck off.
Fernandez, Kante, De Bruyne, Foden, Kane, and Son.
Oh, team of the season. Why is Kane in there?
He's got
Kane's
like
in there.
goals and assists.
Oh, he's overrated. He's only in there because he's
How did
English.
Harry Maguire make team of the season?
Have you seen the amount of centre backs we've? Name me 5 or 6 good centre backs a day.
Diaz, Stones,
That's one. No,
Maguire.
no.
Yeah, I see your point now.
Yeah.
But Bruno Fernandes, Gundogan, and De Bruyne, Rashford, Kane, and Foden.
Whose team?
Oh, Carragher.
That was Gary.
Wait,
No, this was
wait.
Gary Neville's team. Gary Neville's team was Foden, Kane, and Rashford.
We're going to be doing our own at the end of the season.
Right, that was fun. Maguire and Diaz have been the best 2 centre backs in the
That
league.
just says everything that we need to know about the quality of centre backs in the league now.
Hoddy says good evening.
Good evening.
Rachel says Rudiger has been good recently.
Not bad, Charlie. Yeah, he's been vastly better, but
Yeah, but I
season,
feel like it's only been two Tuchel's come in.
That just it extends my point of the quality of centre backs in this league.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
horrific.
Yeah, guys, if you're in the comments, if you have any questions for Dom and Niall, please chuck them in. They are qualified referees, just to clarify that. I mean, I have not drunk enough gin this evening. I should be falling asleep. Drink more gin. That's how we roll. But I mean, who is your favourite referee in the Premier League at the minute? Like, do you even have one? Is there a quality referee that we have in the Premier League?
I'm going to get hated for whoever I say because now I don't like the people that I like.
Right. Well, and it's good to have opinions. Who's yours, Dom?
Well, I have 2, mainly because I like him as a referee, is Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver. I think they're the only 2 that are actually going to try and...
I don't mind.
That's where it is.
Actually, no. I actually.
Big up to Andrew.
agree.
He says, "How the F is Mendy not in as goalkeeper in team of the season?"
It's team of the
idea.
season.
If you say Oliver or that
actually...
egg Mike Dean, I shall be leaving.
See, I'm actually in agreement. Firstly, who was the first one you said?
Anthony Taylor, sorry.
And you see, I actually don't mind him. He's one of the better ones. I'm not saying he's perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he's one of the better ones. I think the way he handled the Manchester derby, the fact that he gave a penalty within 30 seconds, a lot of referees they don't make that call. They're not switched on. The fact that he was switched on enough to make that call, well, I was very impressed with. Actually, I was somewhat surprised. And yeah, Michael Oliver's just best out of bad bunch, really. But no, I sort of agree there. Say Mike Dean, and I headbutt you.
Mike,
Yeah,
you don't like getting his cards
Lancy
out.
says Mike Dean is funny if he's not reffing your team.
That's true.
I mean,
That's nice.
who's the worst referee that we have in the Premier
Jonathan
League right
Moss.
now?
John Moss.
Actually, I just want to make sure you heard that properly. Jonathan Moss.
John Moss. Big
Half
He
of
is
them
so
I don't even. Holly says half of the referees I don't know where they find them.
Like Niall said on Frosty's box.
Yeah.
Charlotte, who's the
Okay.
ref who cost us in the FA Cup? That would be Anthony Taylor. Oh,
Hey, not all, you can't get them all right, can you?
it's just every Chelsea and Anthony Taylor referees is always a mistake.
As I say, it's just the best out of a bad bunch, isn't it? That's,
You know. Who would you like to bring in as a referee? Like if you could bring in 2 referees from anywhere of your choice, who would you bring in and why?
I only have one. It's the Aussie ref. 'Cause he's pretty decent.
Is that the one where they have where they have him mic'd up and you like hear him talk?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I've seen that. That's really good. They need that here.
There's not. The referees in Europe are just as bad.
No, I like the guy with the grey hair. I don't know what his name is.
No,
Though.
you just like. Hold on, you don't tend to like old men.
He's is he German? Maybe Polish.
Holly
What
says the one
nationality? I
who
mean,
do the
you don't mind on nationality, but you tend to go for a young one than an old one.
Hey,
Wait, getting the joke
definitely
there.
Felix Bryce. He's goes nowhere near this league. He's the shittest referee I've ever seen in my whole
Oh yeah, well, is that the German one?
The one who cannot get a decision right.
Yeah, is that the German one?
Yeah.
The one that gave Pogba handball penalty against Roma.
It's the, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I don't like him. He's a bit of shit.
Lanzi says get the Italian Baldy back.
Oh yes, Colina. What a man.
The Italian body.
Italian. He also had no eyebrows.
He didn't give a shit.
Holly says, see, this is why I could have been a ref. I'd lose my crap and headbutt them all.
Oh, I'm glad she corrected herself by saying couldn't, because the last time I checked, you weren't allowed to go around physically assaulting the players.
Hey,
so have you ever got to a point in like when you're refereeing a match and you've like got into a bit of an argument with any of the players, any of the managers, like
multiple times?
Yeah, I've got an argument with a manager before.
What happened? Please enlighten me.
So, as the managers think they're the best, especially when the child gets crunched or fake fouled, died. We had a little argument for a good 4 minutes, so I sent him off. And he took way too long to walk away. So I stopped play and I was like, you need to go. He's like, and he had a nice little moan. So after the game, he walked back away towards his team and I stopped him and we carried on arguing. And he wrote to my county about me. So I wrote something about him back. And yeah, it's been a fun experience. We've just been sending lovely emails to each other, mainly saying that he has no respect in this game and he has now got a 4-match ban.
Nice. You love to see it.
Because he's a cunt.
Nipan saying, I swear a ref in League One actually did headbutt a player. Yeah,
we did. What a referee.
Not sure I should be commending that, but yeah, he did. It was Ipswich.
Nah, we need to see more of that in the Premier League.
Oh yeah, mate. Just want to see a referee headbutting Marcus Rashford in the face. Absolutely.
No, you can't do that. He's just brought his book out.
Holly says, I have my card marked before I play. I think it's the surname. I just remember it. Holly actually plays football, so.
No,
But
I
yeah.
used to. If you referee the same team more than once, you definitely know which players are going to cause you trouble and which one's already on a booking. There were some players I already walked onto a pitch. I'm like, yeah, he's already getting a booking, isn't he?
But yeah, I mean, do you guys referee the same kind of team when you ref, or did you used to do different teams, or was it
They
one
try
of
to
the
spice
same?
it up. But there's only so many times they can spice it up, isn't there? If you ref in
Yeah.
the same league. Remember, the greatest one was I looked at my ref's card because we had an appointment card, and we had a really shit winter in terms of the pitches were absolutely done for. So we were reffing Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And I had the same team 4 games in a row. And I remember ringing up the league going, is that right? And they went, yeah. I went, what, same age group as well? They went, yeah. I'm like, nice. that was entertaining.
I love getting the same, especially the teams that you like reffing. Like they play good football. They don't cause you any drama at all.
Oh yeah, this one definitely calls me shit. They always calls me shit. Fucking wankers.
I love it when you
Holly,
walk up and you
Holly
ref a
says she
team.
always gets booked for dissent.
Yeah, I've had a fair few of them.
What's the best one? When you walk up towards the pitch and then the players see you go, for fuck's sake. That's the best one. You're like, I want to book you today. I am going to book you.
I used to get that every time I walked up. No, literally, I'd walk there and they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's him. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the strict one. Now get on with your warm-up and stop annoying me.
Do you get players like that in most teams, or is it like a rarity that you get those kind of players?
Where I'm from, it's a rarity. We don't really get that, but don't know where it's from. It sounds like you just get it every day.
You always got a bobby little shit, didn't you?
Always walk to the shot for fuck's sake. But
yeah. 9 out of 10 times he did, to be fair.
Do you book more players than managers, or?
Oh yeah, I used to
Mine's
average
changed
about
this
3
season.
bookings.
I've booked more managers than players this year.
I used to average about 3 bookings a game.
Oh my gosh!
As I said, Devon FA loved me.
writing the bloody names in the book.
No, it's all right with paperwork if it's only a yellow.
Red card
just right there. Yeah, you got to do a misconduct form then. That's a bit of a pain.
Yeah, no red card forms a nightmare.
Type it up.
Is it satisfying pulling out the red card and just being like, sucker?
Oh, yeah.
Like, not saying sucker out loud, but in your head you're like, you little shit, off you go.
I remember giving my first red card out. I remember it because I had a great big grin on my face. I shouldn't have had the grin on my face. But I was like, because he didn't know it was straight red as well. Straight red. He thought he was only getting a booking. He's like, oh, ref, you don't need to do this, ref. I won't do it again. I'm like, yeah, what's your name? Yeah, turn around, I need your number as well. And then I'll pull out the red, and he was like, what, ref, what? I just had a great big grin. I was like, yeah, off you go, mate. Off you go.
What did I say to my first? Oh, that's what I said to my first one. I went, well done. First red card, and you just got it, you idiot. See you later. Get off my pitch.
Holly says watching the other half play football in Pompey is where it all comes to life. Punch-ups, the lot. It's hella fun to watch.
Pompey's a bit...
question to the referees. How many players have you sent off in your career?
Christ.
You tell me, because I lost count. Once it got above 25, I lost count.
I think I'm on 11.
11.
How long have you been reffing?
I remember the names of 6 of them as well.
The fact that I lost count is sort of telling nothing.
But you've obviously been reffing longer than Dom.
I was a referee for about 7 years.
Yeah. Dom, how long have you been doing it now?
So I started when I was 14, 15. I'm 18, so like 3, nearly 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Dom can catch up with sending off people. Don't you worry. No, Dom will be like, he
I'll come
can't
to
count
rescue next week. Like, send 4 more people. Fucking
we know fucking help. I don't even know where these forms have got to. No idea.
So, question for you: if Dom was playing football and he was on the pitch, would you red card him?
No.
Look at him,
I
he's
wouldn't-
smiling when you ask that question. Of course he's
I,
going to say
I wouldn't be allowed because it would be classed as favouritism because he's a mate. So you wouldn't.
Yeah, but you're
Technically,
red carding him. You're showing no favoritism then.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be allowed. I wouldn't be allowed. He's a mate, so it'd be conflict of interest. And Matt, I'll do what I like on streams, but thanks for the advice.
I mean, I didn't realize this was your stream or your show, but okay.
Also, I didn't realise it was your fucking house. You cheeky bastard.
Holly says she's only been booked. That's when I get pissed off and turned and smashed the ball into the stands after not getting a decision go my way. Holly says, what leagues do you both ref?
I refereed all sorts in Devon.
So in mine, the Timberland.
Oh, there's two of them. Oh, that's
no, there's a few of them. There's Altrincham, there's Men. I'm just giving out the location where I fucking live. There's an open men's league, an amateur football, and Sunday league. Oh, and a county league and a schools league. But that's all.
So would you like to get up to like? Would you like to go up to like a bigger league, like maybe like a League One, League Two, something like that? Is that like potential to look at to get there?
I would, but it's just a lot of work you got to put in. You got to be so determined to go and do it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot Dom doing work. Wow, shock
no, you got
horror.
to be determined to do it. You got to be like 100% on it. Like,
do you know what they've made? I don't know why they're doing this, but they do realise that if they create more accounts, the more views for Charles, right? I mean, firstly, I'm just not going to listen to you guys anyway, and secondly, thanks for the extra views for Charles.
Yeah, guys, if you're not subscribed to this channel already, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
If you want to watch Charles on 2 accounts, perfect.
Great. Holly says, do you only referee men's or do you do?
I referee women's.
I did. I refereed. Women wasn't huge back when I was refereeing. It was sort of towards the end of it. I had a couple. They're feisty, by the way. Very feisty.
They kick the fucking shit out of each other. I tell you that.
What's the worst? Is it worse refereeing women?
Oh no, definitely men's.
Older men.
Or is men's worse than women?
Oh yeah, men.
Why are older men the worst?
Violent.
Why are the older men worse? Like, are you talking like first, like 40s or 50s?
Oh,
are you talking like 40s or 50s?
No, I'm talking about 20s and 30s. Maybe you guys.
When I has wrecked one of my games.
I'd have sent you off by now. I'd have remembered.
No.
I'd have remembered that.
I'm an egg. But yeah, I mean, what's like the oldest games you like referee? Like, do you referee like proper old school?
No way. That's walking football. No thanks.
Just to clarify, if Dom's really hungover, like he just needs to go and do walking
Granddad,
football.
what you mean granddad football? No,
yeah, he needs to do that when he's hungover as well. You needed that when you were throwing up because they wouldn't get.
Nah, you just get under 12s. They've got little legs. They can't run that fast.
I played against Torquay, so when you said Devon, I was like,
Luckily for you, I never refereed Torquay women.
Yeah, but it's like what Charles said about being going to League One or like a goal. Me being determined ain't gonna happen. I love to have a little drink, a cheeky drink on a Saturday or a Friday or a Thursday.
Here's to drinking.
I'm just an alcoholic. But yeah, you just got to be determined to get to that higher level. It's a lot of work to put in as well.
Velv says, Dom, can you referee my...
He will when you answer his question about length or girth.
Holly says, phew, they are crap.
They are crap, Torquay women.
Yeah, Dom has said that it's a possibility, just there's so much hard work. And Niall no longer does refereeing.
I'd do it. I'd do it if I didn't have to do any work.
Yeah.
So if I just randomly got like rung up, like they're going, do you wanna referee United Liverpool this weekend? Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not working my way back up there though. Fuck that. The amount of effort, money.
So is it? So obviously you're refereeing now. Like, what is the difference from going like? What are the stages to go up to top flight? Like,
What's ours now? I think he has to do 20 games, 20 open age games, so 18 or above.
I'll referee that game.
As a referee. So you got to do 20 games as a referee, 15 as a linesman. You got to get over 75 on, I think it's 80% of your games, 75 over 100 out of 100 on 80% of your games. And then you have to go on a development course. I think, and then after level 4, if I'm correct, someone I might have to Google, I can't remember. But it's like 25 games as a ref, 20 as a linesman, and then 5 as a fourth official, which are very hard to get around me anyway.
yeah.
FYI, I'll happily referee GNA TV versus Strong TV.
Ralph says, Jem and Charlotte as the managers with Niall refereeing the game and Dom head of VAR.
Oh, have I got to deal with Dom in Stockley Park?
Oh my god! I'm not gonna lie, the power would actually get Dom's in. So
me and Dom would just be bantering our way through that. He'll be like, "Oh no, I think you missed something." I'll be like, "I can assure you, I fucking did not."
Every time Niall blows his whistle, take a shot at Stockley Park.
I'll just walk my way over to the VAR screen anyway. I'll be like, no, I'll make the decision here. Right, pay me that, Dom. No, go back, you twat. You've drawn the line in the wrong place. You really.
I'm not gonna lie, Dom was head of VAR, the power would get to his head. There would be so much.
I still have the I have the whistle, so all
if it's 5-a-side, I can play it as goalkeeper and just lay there.
That is
my comment of the day.
That would be hilarious.
Man. That's beautiful.
That would be.
That actually. Hilarious. Oh, Andrew, man. Charlotte, who is your 11? And remember to include the Sri Lankan Kane up top. What? Is Kane from? I don't think he was from Sri Lanka, to be honest.
No, I think he meant himself. I think Felsham meant himself.
Oh. I was going to say Harry Kane is not from Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I'll play if I can drink during the game.
Yeah, that's fine, Andrew. Carry on.
The referee will have a water bottle there, but I can't promise it'll be water.
We're not. We're doing 5-a-side, Valve. We're doing 5-a-side.
We can do 11-a-side. We can do 11-a-side. Why not?
You think everyone else is going to be lost in an 11-a-side game? Fucking
yeah, I think 5-a-side.
Most of them would have probably been sent off by the time they get halftime.
I'm not gonna lie. Prime would be in my team. So would Will. So would Andrew.
Prime's going to moan and mention every decision I damn well make. He's going to be like, no, I'm going to pull you back here because I don't think that's a free kick there. And then I'll be like, why not? And then he'll take me down like an alley of like 29 different questions. And then I'll agree at the end that it's not a fucking free kick. So now let me guess. Prime, let me guess. Prime your captain, is he?
Yeah, he is captain actually.
Yeah.
Velvet Frank can make the team. I'm bringing Holly into the team. Holly can
easy for you to say.
Make sure you're people. Oh
I'll take the happy gas. I'll take the happy gas.
Yeah.
I'll take the happy line.
I'm banging Holly into my team because she's a footballer.
Yeah, but Dom, you'll be in Stockley Park, so of course you can take happy lines. I can't do a Robbie Fowler.
Oh my Christ.
Oh, dear.
Dom, have you ever done cocaine before a game?
No.
You sure about
100%.
that? Say that with a straight face. That's 1-0 to me, I believe.
Oh my
Don't
god,
even
that's
vote.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord. But yeah, I mean, I would quite like to see a I would like to see. Oh, hold on. We're going with a 4-3-3. Surfer, Slens, Prime, Holly, Indiana, Russ, Jeannie, Tom, Lambs, Beth, and me up top. I mean, that's not a bad squad, to be honest.
Sounds like with some of the names in there, it sounds like it's a mix between flaming Let's Talk Premier League and Strong TV with Jeannie,
So
Tom, Russ.
maybe we do a well, we're calling it Strong TV so that it doesn't sound biased when you're refereeing.
Yeah. So you got
It's
Let's
gotta-
Talk Premier League refereeing Strong TV versus GNA TV.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, we can do that.
Literally,
Dom,
like.
don't be too irritating with VAR.
Oh, Thomas VAR, absolutely. The thought of it.
You'll just see me like halfway through a game going, Dom, shut the fuck up. Yes, I know Prime just clattered him, but have you tried booking Prime?
I'll start singing down your ear.
Oh, great! That you'll just see me running down. You'll see me running down the pitch and me ripping my earpiece out, going, nah, fuck that, done with this. Screw this.
We need that mic'd up, to be honest. I need that mic'd up, to be honest. Can you imagine?
We'll stream it on Let's Talk Premier League, unbiased and all that. Who's commentary? Yeah. Luke and Sauls. Arsenal fans can't really play football. They're not very good at it.
Yeah.
It's factual. They're just like they copy off the men's team. So you just know Sauls is going to play like Xhaka and Luke's going to play like William.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, to be honest. But I mean, that would be a really interesting game, to be honest. But what is it? So is VAR just normal referees, or do you have to be specifically trained in VAR?
All referees are trained in VAR.
Yeah, all referees got trained when it came in, and somehow it doesn't work.
Because the referees.
Yeah, but I don't get how goal line technology works, but VAR doesn't.
Because goal line technology isn't done by a human.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest,
it's electronically transmitted.
Oh, so
Velvish Ones is GNA team. Johnny, Igal, Jerry, Jeremiah, Will, Ad, Sophia, Joyce, Monster, Fatter, and Euro Expert.
Why do I feel like Igal's going to come up to me and go, ref, as the grass been laced with something? Or I'm going to give offside and Igal's just going to suddenly go, fuck it, the referees are against us again, boys. Like,
or if it's raining, the rain has affected the pitch.
No fucking yeah,
all the wind.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I can see that. But before we wrap it up, have you got any more worse stories? Because I did actually enjoy them, to be honest. It's my favourite part.
Just punch ups. That's all it's really been. They're very similar.
Have you ever have you ever had a worst experience and you've gone away and you've just been like, I want to go back and absolutely smash him in the face?
Yeah, and I did. I didn't smash him in the face, but I walked back up to him and called him a cunt and then walked back off.
Right, okay, so please tell me the story.
Oh yeah, so it was semi-final. I didn't give a penalty because he dived. The manager kept kicking off, so I took my money, walked away. He was like, you didn't see what was fucking going on anyway, you're a piece of shit. So I walked back over, called him a cunt and walked back off.
Yes, Will is part of the Strong TV team. Yes. And the pundits, Terry, KJ, Classif, Raphael, the Kefir lover. Oh God, no, please no.
Oh my lord, Terry and KJ are going to be ripping the shit out of my performance. you just imagine Terry going, yeah, the referee didn't really keep up with play today, and I'm pretty sure he was drunk by the second half. And did he seriously just get someone to roll him a cigarette whilst reffing? The unprofessionalism here today. The unprofessionalism.
Oh my god, that's actually amazing. Okay, swap deal. Indiana
Hold on,
is now
I
GNA.
thought Shaw was the manager. What the fuck is Velvishwan doing?
I'm keeping Indiana and Will. I'm sorry, I'm keeping
So
both in Indiana.
you're giving them Velvishwan, aren't you? Velvishwan, you've gone to GNA team.
Sorry, hun. Yeah, guys, if you're still in the chat, please smash the like button for these two legends. Smash the like button if you've joined the referee show, and subscribe to this channel.
And for the people who didn't like the smoking, have a good one.
But as you know, there are rules at this channel. Rules are you have to tell people where they can find you.
Up Dom's
So-
ass.
Wow. Velvishwan says, no, how could you? I'm the top goal scorer. I can win the Ballon d'Or.
It's only one bloody game, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not doing a series. It's just one game.
Play each other fucking 20 times.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Super League all over again. No, thank you very much. We've just abolished that.
Winner plays the terrace.
Can you imagine? Oh. But yeah, no, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Twitter at Let's Talk EPL, and you can also find me at Niall_PAFC. You can also find my YouTube channel at Let's Talk Premier League, where Charles is normally on, and so's that one. He's normally on there quite a bit.
That one has a name.
Yeah, Domenico. Puerto Rico.
Oh, and you can find me at well, apparently to Niall. Now can be up my bumhole, but I'm usually on Genie in a Bottle's penis and Tom Little's.
I got
Go on
called out.
Twitter, message him and say #Domini and Dom Little. That's how you get the actions and then the answers from him. But you can find, I don't know, I think it's like Dom Linda 0 now. But yes, I've got like a little cat.
I'm pretty sure it's Dom Lindoni, and I'll double check.
I changed it. But it's got like a little cat
It's
as a
Dom
picture.
Linden with a 0.
Oh, okay, it is then. So it's got a little cat as a picture as well, and that's mine. And if you want to get me, I'll send you Eddie Hearn pictures and stuff. That's real. That's my deal. Don't follow me though, because I retweet some weird things.
If you want weird shit, follow Dom.
Feed.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
No worries.
Appreciate it. And guys, we'll see you on Wednesday for the Arsenal Chelsea match. Take care, guys.